So someone asked me, Harley, can you please do a response video to Sean Croxton recent video on why I should be a vegetarian? That's the title of the video, why I should be a vegetarian, Sean Croxton. Now, I've got nothing personal against Sean Croxton. Done a lot of videos debunking Sean Croxton's claims, but there's nothing personal against him. My goal on YouTube is just to debunk all the nutritional bro science out there, put out by people who are just, in my opinion, wanting to sell newbies some supplements or some bacon egg diet, or tell people good things about their bad habits. So my goal is just purely to put the real science out there, debunk the bro science, and it's not personal against anything. So let's just get stuck into it. First claim is Sean Croxton says God put animals on the planet for us to eat them. I'm not going to get into any religious debates there. I'll let people, that's their personal choice now. So we'll skip to the next one. The question was, Sean Croxton said, I'm worried, where will I get enough vitamin A from? So Sean Croxton says, what about the vitamin A, the vitamin D, the omega-3s, the soy, etc. Let's get to every single one of those. First of all, vitamin A, you get it from all fruits and vegetables. Sean, look up vitamin A in fruits and vegetables. It's called beta-carotene. The body converts that over into the human-required vitamin A. So it's just a basic physiological process, Sean. Look it up, get yourself educated there. Next one is vitamin D. There's this thing called there's a big circle in the sky, and if you look up and it's sort of glaring, it's bright, and it's sort of warm, it's called the sun. And we get the vitamin D from the sun. Our body produces it on our skin, this thing here, the skin, and we get enough vitamin D. The other one was the omega-3s. We get those from all plant foods. The body converts the omega-3s, the 6 and 9s and the 12s and the 15s, etc., into the DHAs and the EPAs and things like that. So the whole notion that you need to eat animal products, when the animals get their omega-3s from the plants, it's, it's like saying you have to mug someone to get money from them, but you can just go to the bank and get it out of the ATM. It's the same thing. So omega-3s, easy, plant foods, body can produce EPAs, DHAs from plant foods. We know this is basic science. Anyone who gets out of the bro science world and gets into the real science world will show that. Sean Croxton also says, what about soy? Well, if you look on Sean Croxton's store, if you go to his website, undergroundwellness.com, click on his store, look up for the supplements he sells. Interesting how all these low-carb, carb-phobic people sell supplements, and more supplements. Anyway, so you go in the Sean store, it's got the soy ingredients in one of the supplements. So Sean says, oh, what about the soy? Vegetarians, like soy's bad. Yet Sean sells soy in one of his supplements there. I don't know, that's like me saying meat's bad for you, but I'm selling a supplement that has meat in it. It's like, hypocrite. How much we want to contradict ourselves. And Sean talks about the environment. He says, I really care about the environment. Sean, my question to you is, if you care about the environment so much, why do you promote such a meat-based, animal-based diet? Why do you wear the t-shirt that says bacon is good for me? Why do you promote people to buy grass-fed animal products when we know that grass-fed animal products take up so much land space to produce versus feedlot operations? Why, Sean, do you pretend that feedlot operations are responsible for the destruction and that grass-fed is like the saviour? Science out there shows that grass-fed products produce up to 4 times more methane. And if you know anything about global warming, but hey, global warming's a scam, and actually the world's getting better. We need less trees, let's cut down the trees, grow the grass, have the cows, and let's clean our arteries with saturated fat. Because saturated fat cleans your arteries, and fruits and vegetables clog them, because the fruit's got the cellulose and the starch in there, and it clogs up your arteries. So if you put people on a high-fat diet, it cleans out their arteries. All the saturated fat just dissolves it all, pump them full of supplements, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So the reality is we need a lot more land to produce grass-fed animals. That's the reality. In Thailand, I live in Thailand now, I'm doing kickboxing here. I was doing a little bit of homework last night on the Thai Dairy Board website. It takes about 5 kilos of corn leaves and pineapple skins, 5 kilos a day to feed the cows, versus 30 to 40 kilograms of grass. So we're feeding these cows this massive amount of grass, 30 to 40 kilos a day. Do you know how much land that takes? Do the math. So we need almost 10 more planets for everybody to have grass-fed animal products. So Sean Croxton talks about sustainability, but it sounds like he doesn't know anything. It sounds like Sean Croxton is just quoting more bro science. Underground wellness, I say, Sean, get out of the darkness, stop being a mushroom, living on the dark. Another thing Sean talks about is vitamin B12. Well, I'd go vegetarian, but what about vitamin B12? Well, here's the reality, Sean. Vitamin B12 is produced in the human body. It's produced in the human body. Some people, like myself, don't produce enough intrinsic factor for whatever reasons. Some people don't produce enough B12 or absorb enough B12 for their lifestyle. Some people live in more polluted areas. They might need to take a supplement. So I've just been out training this morning. Probably see I'm a bit sweaty still. Here's another thing. I go training around here. Nobody passes me when I'm going running or cycling. Nobody passes me. And I'm the deficient vegan. I've been vegan for 11 years coming up next month. I'm the deficient vegan. Sean Croxton isn't even a competitive level athlete. And he's saying, yeah, I couldn't even be vegetarian. Like, what about vegan lifestyle, Sean? How come all the vegan competitive athletes can kick your butt in the gym, on the track, on the bike, in the pool? Vegans can beat you in anything, man. And you're saying a vegan lifestyle is deficient? Yet, I know vegans that can kick your butt in everything, man. In boxing, and kickboxing, and running, and cycling, swimming, bench press, heavy weights, whatever, squat racks. Vegans can kick your butt, Sean, but you're saying that if you're a vegan, you'll be dead in a month or something, man. That's nonsense. So my request to Sean Croxton is to step up, become a competitive athlete on your low-carb diet that's full of whey protein powder and all sorts of stuff. You're not even a competitive athlete, bro. And again, nothing personal against you. I'm just saying that if you're going to knock competitive athlete vegans, it's probably good if you actually won yourself, because otherwise it makes you look like a bit of a fool. So the whole vitamin B12 thing, if you go to Mark Sisson's website, now Sean Croxton's a big fan of Mark Sisson, big promoter of Mark Sisson. Go to Mark Sisson's website, marksdailyapple.com. It's got a store there, and you can sign up with $2,500, and you can get your year's worth of supplements. Now, Mark Sisson recommends consumption of vitamin A supplements, vitamin D supplements, fish oil omega-3 supplements, vitamin B12 supplements. If you're on Mark Sisson's program, you're getting your vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B12, your omega-3s, etc., all from supplement form. It's going to cost you about $2,500 a year. So Sean Croxton says, oh, well, what about vegans? If you go like vegetarian, what about the vitamin A, the vitamin D, the B12, and the omega-3s? Well, how about, Sean, if only vegans experience these problems, get Mark Sisson on the phone and say, Mark, how come you're selling vitamin A supplements, vitamin B12 supplements, vitamin D supplements, fish oil supplements, omega-3, DHA, ALA supplements? How come you're selling all these supplements? Sean Croxton, all you're doing is you're making up excuses why you can't eat healthy, bro. Sean, if you look in the mirror under your eyes there, your eyes are all black from adrenal exhaustion. Too much coffee, bro. Get off the coffee, get off the booze. It's time to start eating healthy. Get all the refined sugar out of your diet. I know you like your chocolate cakes and your ice cream. How about eat more fruit in your diet, get more organic fruit in your lifestyle, and stop using the debate about the secret life of plants. That guy, Cleve Baxter, he wasn't even a scientist. He claimed to have a doctor of science, yet his degree was like a backyard, some monk from Japan, some spiritual dude, woo-woo bull, whatever, gave him some degree. It's like me going to Paul Chek Institute, spending $10,000 and saying I've got a degree in exercise physiology. I'm sorry, you don't. Nothing personal, nothing against anybody. I'm just saying the facts. Let's use science instead of bro science. Read the China study. If you're willing to quote parapsychological woo-woo whatever from some guy in a laboratory. Actually, he wasn't even in a laboratory. If you look up Cleve Baxter's Secret Life of Plants, it's been debunked on the internet so many times by real scientists. This guy wasn't a scientist. He didn't actually have a lab. He had some polygraph machine he got at some warehouse sale. It was in his office in New York. He did some little tests on plants. He did some tests on plants and it came up with some little theories. But everyone's quoting the secret life of plants. The secret life of plants means if you kill a blade of grass, that's the same as killing a cow. Okay, Sean, let's pretend the secret life of plants is a reality. It's not. Let's just pretend it's reality. Let's just say I get a car and drive it onto someone's lawn, and then I'll see the dog laying over there, and I'll drive the car over there on someone's dog and say, oh, it's the same, man. If I drive the car on the dog or I drive it on the lawn, it's the same because Cleve Baxter in The Secret Life of Plants said it's the same. So chill out, dog owner. And can you imagine? I go to court and the judge says, you drove over this person's dog. Why did you do that, Harley? And I'm like, well, you know, I was going to drive on the lawn to park my car, but then I saw the dog and the dog park was closer, so I just drove over the dog because it's the same, Your Honour. And if you quote Cleve Baxter from The Secret Life of Plants, it's the same, Your Honour. Can you imagine that holding up in a court of law? What I like about the bro science, paleo world, primal world, hacks, quacks, whatever you want to call these people, is that when you're faced with real science, when you're given the Dr. Ornish, Dr. McDougall, Dr. Neil Barnard, all these scientific facts, the China study, when you're given the real science, the published, clinically reviewed, the peer-reviewed, whatever, when you're given the real science, they're like, that's not science, that's not science. And they get someone like Denise Minga coming in who's got an English major, and all of a sudden she's like an authority on nutrition with an English major? I'm sorry. Just because you read a few PubMed reviews on the internet doesn't make you a clinical authority. Just because you read some book called The Secret Life of Plants doesn't make you an authority in parapsychology. Or maybe it does in the paleo world, the primal world, the bro science world. Maybe it does. I'm just saying, nothing personal, I'm just sharing my opinions here because there's a lot of misinformation out there. People telling people good things about their bad habits, eat bacon, eggs, don't drink fruit juice, have as much coffee as you want and make sure it's full of cream. Make sure it's grass-fed cream. Don't drink fruit juice though, because fruit juice makes you fat, cream makes you slim and lean, it cleans out your arteries, squeaky clean, up the saturated fat. That's a conspiracy theory, saturated fat. People are dying from heart disease from eating organic bananas and lettuce. I can't believe I've been so foolish. I'm going to change our website from 30bananasaday.com to 30steaksaday.com. Get ripped and lean eating 30 steaks a day. Look at the people who eat the most fruit on the planet. Look at people who eat the most meat on the planet. I'll let you decide. Judge by results, not by theory. Go with the clinical science. Forget the bro science. Get educated or get medicated. Thanks for watching. Peace to everyone. Love yous all. See you later.